Hello friend, wanting to play Melee in Terraria 1.4 but unsure on what to do? Well, you've come to the right place. Welcome to Zuzucorn's Melee Progression Guide, where I show you recommended boss and gear progression, so that you can have a smooth, easy Melee journey of your own. I'm Zuzucorn and I aim to entertain you, encourage you, and offer you a place to call home. So subscribe now and join the Zuzucorn family. As always, I need to tell you right now that there are many ways to play Terraria, and by no means do you have to follow this guide closely. I'm just giving you a recommendation for what I think allows you to have a smooth journey without hitting too many major roadblocks. If you want to use a different weapon, or go after the bosses in a different order, feel free to do so. Just like every other Terraria journey out there, start off by cutting down trees and building a house. Houses need to be a certain dimension, be fully walled, have a table and chair, and contain a light source. Workbenches count as tables as well. Craft some wood armor if you want, and don't forget to get your hands on a wooden sword just to help you out a little. If it's night, go underground and explore the world. There are lots of things you should try to get. First, if you manage to find a mace in a chest, you can use that as your first melee weapon. These are really strong early on. If you want to, you can also combine the mace with 99 torches to make a flaming mace, which has a chance to light enemies on fire. Get some iron ore and some gold or platinum if you can. Any ore will help you for now. Find some life crystals to increase your maximum health to 400. Try to find enough gems for a gem hook as well, which takes 15 of the same gem. To craft all these things, make a furnace to smelt the ore and an anvil to forge your items. Make your gem hook and equip it. Pressing E will allow you to hook to surfaces, which helps with mobility a lot. In the day, explore the surface. Find out which biomes are where, so you know where to explore next. With the mace, enemies probably won't be too much of an issue in general. You can see if there are any surface level chests to loot. Finding climbing claws or shoe spikes will help with mobility and are useful later on. If you're brave, you can journey into the underground ice biome to look for an ice blade. This is a decently strong sword that shoots an icy projectile, which really helps you keep your distance from enemies. If you want to, you can also journey into the underground jungle to collect components for the Amazon yo-yo. You could craft the Thorn Chakram if you want, but I recommend the Amazon yo-yo first. Yo-yos are melee weapons that follow your cursor and allow you to damage enemies from a distance. They have one of the highest DPSs later on in the game. If you have enough ore, craft some armor for extra defense. You don't have to make all platinum or gold armor, all we need now is a temporary boost. Venture into the Crimson or Corruption to find your respective melee weapon. With the Amazon or Ice Blade, you should be well prepared. Use some bombs from the Demolitionist to make your way to the Shadow Orbs. For Corruption friends, try to find a Bolo Hurt, which is a mace upgrade. For Crimson friends, you have the Rotted Fork, a spear that is pretty decent as well. Note that every third orb destroyed summons the respective biome boss. I would recommend you to do your best and fight it. You don't have to beat it, but try to get a few of their drops. Every bit counts. Once you actually find your weapon, you can try to fight the boss head on for an easier time. But like I said, if this boss is too hard for you now, it's alright. Just try to scrape enough Shadow Scales and Demonite together to make the Nightmare Pickaxe. Then make your way to the Underworld. I recommend using Dynamite from the Demolitionist to blow up a elevator all the way to the Underworld. Once in the Underworld, drink an Obsidian Skin Potion and enter the lava to mine Hellstone. Make sure to grab a Hellforge from the Underworld as well. Smelt your Hellstone bars using the ore and obsidian, then make the Molten Armor set. This is the strongest melee armor in pre-hard mode. Also, make the Molten Pickaxe. If you want, you can also make the Fiery Greatsword. It actually deals huge amounts of damage at this time. If you haven't yet, take down the Eater of Worlds. The increased defense from the Molten Armor ought to help you out here. The Bolo Hurt allows you to just stand there and destroy it completely. You can also now try to take down the Eye of Cthulhu. If you're playing on normal worlds, you can try him once you get your Amazon. However, for expert friends, make sure you get a pair of boots first. If you're an expert, I recommend doing the eye after you get Molten Armor. Take down Skeletron for dungeon access. This one might be a little difficult, but do your best. Look for a cobalt shield in the dungeon. If you find a rarely yo-yo or blue moon flail, feel free to use that as well. Most importantly, try finding a shadow key. Return to the underworld and use the shadow keys to unlock these locked shadow chests. Your goal here is to find a Sun Fury, the strongest flail in pre-hard mode. This weapon is really strong. Buy some planter boxes from the Dryad to build a long bridge across the underworld. You can use platforms as well, but those will be destroyed by the lava slimes on expert mode. Once you're ready, buff up and drop the guide voodoo doll into lava to summon the wall of flesh. This is probably the hardest fight in your melee journey, if you're an expert that is. What I found to work best is to use the Sun Fury to thin out the hungries, then use the available space to bash the wall. It will take you a couple of tries, but I'm sure you can do it eventually. Once you defeat the wall of flesh, the world goes into hard mode. Hopefully you can get the warrior emblem, which boosts your damage by 15%. Expert friends will also unlock their 6th accessory slot. The first weapon I recommend is the Amarok. This is a strong yo-yo drop from any enemy in the snow biome. An easy way to get one of these is to summon the Eater of Worlds here. My ice biome got corrupted, so I didn't have to intervene here. Every segment of the Eater of Worlds will have a chance to drop the Amarok, so it won't take you long to find one. Crimson friends can consider summoning the Brain or King Slime. The Amarok deals lots of damage and inflicts the Frostburn debuff, which is really great. The other weapon I recommend is the Icicle, found in the underground ice biome. This weapon creates an icy projectile that stays in the air for a while. It's a really solid early hard mode weapon as well. Using the hammer from the wall of flesh, smash a few demon altars to spawn in hard mode ores. Try breaking them in groups of 3. Mine tier 1 palladium or cobalt and make the pickaxe. Then go after the tier 2 orichalcum or mithril and make the tier 2 anvil. This allows you to craft hard mode items. Make some hard mode armor if you wish, if you have the extra ore to spare. Enter the ice biome when it's raining to face off against the ice golem, a rare enemy that is pretty easily cheesed. Try to get an ice feather at a 1 in 3 chance. Then, visit a sky island and face off against a wyvern for the souls of flight. Craft the frozen wings, which will enable flight. Go mimic hunting for a titan glove. Mimics occasionally spawn underground and can drop some pretty nice loot. Combine the titan glove with feral claws for the power glove, a great accessory that enables auto swing and increases your weapon size. Later, when you defeat the mechanical bosses, feel free to upgrade them to the mechanical glove and then to the fire gauntlet. The new 1.4 update removed the damage penalty from the fire gauntlet, so there's no worries there. With the Icicle or Amarok, take down the destroyer. This is a relatively simple boss if you have a proper arena. Just take out the probes ASAP so you don't get overwhelmed. If you need an arena guide, feel free to check this video out. If you lean towards yo-yos, make sure to get a yo-yo glove from skeleton merchants, who occasionally spawn underground. This can be combined with string and a counterweight, which is also sold by Skelly Boy. This accessory increases your yo-yo range, protects you a little with the counterweight, and gives you an extra yo-yo, basically doubling your yo-yo DPS. Take down the twins of Skeletron Prime next. I do feel that the Amarok is more effective for the twins, but both are fine. In fact, you could even go for the Tao of Pow if you're really into flails. Finally, take down the last mechanical boss and progress the world. If you're having trouble, make sure to reforge your accessories to Menacing for damage, Warding for defense, or Violent for melee speed. At this point, let me just remind you that you can use any weapon you find, even those from biome mimics or mini-bosses. After the mechanicals, make the pickaxe axe or the drex. Feel free to upgrade your emblem now too. If you want, make the hollowed armor. You can make hollowed armor earlier if you have trouble with the mechanical bosses, but it's not too important actually. If you had made the Knight's Edge in pre-hard mode, upgrade that into the true Knight's Edge using 20 of each boss soul. This is an amazing weapon. It shoots high damage projectiles that unfortunately does not pierce. However, it's a really solid weapon and you can actually feel the power spike. Enter the jungle to get chlorified using the pickaxe axe. You will need lots of it. If you stumble across a moth, kill it as well for a chance at the butterfly dust, which allows you to get a wing upgrade. Farm giant tortoises for turtle shells. These drop very rarely, but you will need 3 of it. Also, get life fruits to increase your health to a maximum of 500. Also, remember to get some tier 3 ore to upgrade your Hell Forge to the Titanium or Adamantite Forge. Make the turtle armor using the shell and chlorophyte. Right now, this might not seem like a huge upgrade from the hollowed armor, and well, yes. However, you can upgrade them to the beetle armor later on, so you still have to get these eventually. Also, make the butterfly wings using the butterfly dust if you manage to find one. The next thing you might want to make is the True Excalibur, which is created by combining the Excalibur made from hollowed bars with chlorophyte. Like the True Knight's Edge, this weapon fires a projectile that pierces one enemy. It has lower damage but fires more often. Locate a Plantera bulb and take down Plantera. You can use the True Knight's Edge, the True Excalibur, or anything else you think works. For yo-yo friends, you might want to get the Yellets, which drop from any jungle enemy after any mechanical boss is defeated. Once you defeat Plantera, you can access the biome-specific chests in the dungeon. If you came across any of the biome keys, you can now claim your reward. For Crimson Pals, we have the Vampire Knives, and for Corruption Comrades, we have the Scourge of the Corruptor. The Vampire Knives are an amazing thrown weapon that actually heals you during battle. It has always been a fan favourite, so do use it if you can. The Scourge of the Corruptor on the other hand throws a projectile that spawns smaller ones. The smaller projectiles home in on whatever enemy is nearby, so it's really good for many occasions in general. Next, face off against the enemies of a solar eclipse. There are lots of amazing weapons you can get from this event. If you're not getting any solar eclipses, you can find a solar tablet in the jungle temple, then use that to summon one. First, you might want to get the Death Scythe, which is an upgraded version of the Icicle, which drops from the Reapers. The projectiles pass through walls, so that's nice. Otherwise, we are really after the Mothron. This is a tough enemy that has a chance to drop the Eye of Cthulhu yo-yo and the Broken Hero Sword. Lucky for us, both dropped on the first Mothron we defeated. The Eye of Cthulhu yo-yo is the strongest pre-Moonlord yo-yo. It has long range, high damage, and infinite flight time. Yes, that means it will never retract unless you want it to. The Broken Hero Sword can be forged with the True Excalibur and True Knight's Edge to create the Terrorblade, legendary weapon of Terraria. Or at least that's what it used to be anyway. Nonetheless, it's still a pretty amazing weapon. It swings fast, has high damage, and creates lots of ranged projectiles to destroy your enemies. With your new gear, take down Golem in the Jungle Temple. Not exactly super easy, but not a difficult boss if you keep running along the top. With the Beetle Shells from Golem, upgrade your Turtle Armor to the Beetle Armor. There are two choices for the chestplate. One is more offense oriented, while the other focuses on defense. Make the one that suits your playstyle more. If I could only choose one though, I would probably go with the offensive one, but it's really your choice. You can also find a Martian probe and kickstart a Martian invasion. Unfortunately, there is no easy way to cheese the saucer here, so you have to do your best to face it head on, which will be a challenge. However, you might walk away with a UFO mount or an Influx Waver, which is a strong sword for single targets. Head over to the Lunatic worshippers and murder them, which summons the Lunatic Cultist. Simply fly around him in circles and bash him up. Shouldn't be too difficult with a flying mount. I forgot to mention this, but you can also enter the dungeon after Plantera to farm bone leaves for the Black Belt and Tabai. These can be combined with the shoe spikes and climbing claws for the Master Ninja gear, which is a great dash accessory. You can also take down Duke Fishron or the Empress of Light for their respective wings, which will help you out in the Moonlord fight. Let's head over to the Solar Pillar first. This pillar is actually really challenging, so I recommend camping the border to summon and dispose of enemies slowly but surely. Eventually, you will take it down though, so make sure you claim your solar fragment. At the Ancient Manipulator, you can make two types of melee weapons. I actually recommend both. The Solar Eruption is a traditional flail that deals tons of damage, with extra explosions added in. The Daybreak is a thrown weapon that sticks to enemies, dealing damage over time and exploding after a while. This weapon is an absolute boss shredder. Take down the lunar pillars in turn, however leave one alive first. Taking all of them down will summon the Moonlord, and I recommend making your arena first. Make some asphalt at a Blando-matic sold by the Steampunker, then make a long road of asphalt somewhere in the sky along your world. Once you're done with that, do your final reforging to prepare for the Moonlord. Once ready, take down the last and final pillar. With that, the Moonlord will arrive in 1 minute. I recommend making a couple of super healing potions, which heal 200 health each. Once the screen flashes white, run along the asphalt and keep your distance. The Daybreak is really accurate and deals tons of damage. Always aim the middle eye first, and then prepare to fly over the Moonlord once the Phantasmal Death Ray is fired. Once the eyes are out, the core will open. This is your big chance. The core doesn't do anything, so stacking Daybreaks will do tons of damage here. Make sure to keep your distance from the true Eyes of Cthulhu though. Eventually, the Moonlord will fall once and for all. Congratulations! You have bested the final boss of Vanilla Terraria and emerged victorious. Make sure to claim your loot. Well done, hero of Terraria! There are lots of new post-Moonlord weapons you can look at. But don't think your melee journey is over just yet. There is still the final goal, the Zenith. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon too for more Terraria guides and coverage. Do follow me on Twitter and Instagram as well for more IRL stuff. This has been Zuzucorn Games. Have a nice day and have a great week ahead. Bye bye!